Alright, community conversations, improving employment opportunities for individuals who experience disability. Alright, my story. My name is Nicholas Casa, currently the Community Relations Coordinator for the Arco-Lane County. Transitioned to the Arco-Lane County, where I went in completely on my own without the assistance of a job coach, job developer, or vocational rehabilitation, and I'm currently working full-time. My question to you is, and I want you guys to really think about this, am I the exception to the rule, or am I the example?
So when we're thinking about Nick's journey, Nick's an individual who started working at Full Access while he was still a part of 4J Connections program. He had job coaching in his initial job, and then when he decided that he wanted to move on and grow professionally, he got his job at the ARC on his own without the support of his services. And so that's a pretty amazing journey. And so when Nick asked his question, that's phrased way better than I phrased it. That's ideally what we want. We want people to come in and feel empowered and be able to grow professionally, just like anyone else. But if we look at the national data, in 2016, the percentage of working age people who were employed, and this is all disabilities. Tonight we're focused on individuals that experience intellectual and developmental disabilities, but if we're looking across all disabilities, 35.94% are employed. And people without disabilities, employment rate is 76.75. That's a pretty big difference. And if we are looking at Oregon in 2017, the percentage of individuals who experience disabilities, 37.79% are employed. And if we look at people who do not experience disabilities, we're looking at 78.04%. So the goal of tonight is, and Nick can tell you more about the goal tonight, but we want to make the numbers for employment for people who experience disabilities look like people who don't. And we want to raise those numbers up.
The purpose of tonight's conversation is to dispel myths regarding employing individuals who experience disabilities, improving employment opportunities for individuals who experience these disabilities, discuss the barriers to employment for individuals who experience these disabilities, and how do we overcome those barriers.
So what we're saying is, people who want to work can work with the right supports and a job they're qualified for. And we want, and we want to encourage people working.
So I said that we'd just kind of give you a quick and dirty summary of what the teams kind of came up with. So I'm going to take question one, and that's really about creating more opportunities for individuals with disabilities for employment. So we have about five points here. The first was around expanding the type and frequency of opportunities for job-related skill development. So looking at what are the unique ways in which individuals need with that expertise. Obviously, and this is a theme across both questions, is working on educating employers about individuals with disabilities. What I think is really neat about this too is rethinking the application and interview process to really train employers to talk about job performance. So what can individuals do instead of what's on their CV maybe or whatnot, but kind of rethinking that application and interview process. Community needs, so really focusing on being community centric. So some people have talked about being in rural communities, looking at different job types or job posting placements for the community. And then starting the transition planning and connections to agencies much earlier than that 18-year-old or maybe even 16-year-old. So those are the big takeaways.
So for the second question about increasing awareness and getting people to even want to engage in an event like this, there were some themes. One of them included explaining why it's worth it for businesses to engage in something like this, having them be aware of the benefits of having a diverse workforce. PR was identified, so making sure that there's a certain amount of awareness for businesses about the importance of having a diverse workforce. Maybe with building relationships with businesses, starting with small asks before you're like, and come to this event, and you're gonna be talking. So that's, a good thing to think about. Business-to-business mentorship was an idea that was brought up, which I think is really compelling and interesting. Having a place for business owners too to talk about any fears or barriers they may have in a space that they can really try to kind of explore perhaps maybe implicit bias or biases that they may have about hiring individuals experiencing disability. And another kind of thought or theme was connecting what we're doing as a community conversations event to possibly business mission statements as a way to have that connection of why it could be important and valuable to them. So, like, really good stuff, everyone.